A right cone has a radius of 35 centimeters and a height of 1.2 meters. Determine the volume and surface area of the cone. For a right cone, there is one circular base with a radius of r. The height of the cone is measured from the center of the circular base, perpendicular up to the vertex. The volume of a right cone is equal to 1/3 times pi times the radius squared times the height. Note that this is exactly 1/3 the volume of the corresponding cylinder with the same radius and height. The surface area of a cone is equal to pi times the radius squared plus pi times the radius times s. The pi r squared portion corresponds to the circular base. The pi r s portion corresponds to the slanted portion of the cone. The s in this formula is referred to as the slant height, also sometimes called the lateral height. Note the relationship between the slant height, the radius, and the height. The slant height is the hypotenuse of a right triangle where the radius and the height are the two legs. We can then say that s squared equals r squared plus h squared from Pythagorean theorem. If any two of the above are known, we can then calculate the other. In this particular question, the radius equals 35 centimeters. The height equals 1.2 meters. We have to convert this height into centimeters using a conversion factor, giving us 120 centimeters for the height. We can then calculate the slant height, substituting in 35 for r and 120 for h into the formula for s squared. We figure out s squared equals 15,625. We can then solve for the slant height by taking the square root of both sides. This gives a result of 125 centimeters for the slant height. We can then substitute into the formulas to figure out the volume and the surface area. For volume, we substitute 35 for r and 120 for h. This gives us a result of 49,000 pi, or 153,938 centimeters cubed. For the surface area, we substitute 35 in place of r and 125 in place of s. This gives us 5,600 pi, or 17,593 centimeters squared.